Okay, class. I would like to discuss semantic meaning 1 and 2. I will discuss about what is semantic, what is conceptual meaning, and also associative meaning. Yeah, maybe later on, if we still have time, I will discuss a little bit about lexical relation, synonymy, and antonymy. Okay, I take this material from George Yule book, page 112. Semantic is the study of the meaning of words, phrases, and sentences. In semantic, there is always an attempt to focus on what the words conventionally mean rather than what an individual speaker. Nah, itu apa? Okay, this is the example. This is the example ya. A said that would you like to go with me on Saturday, and B answer I'm tired. Nah, kalau ada percakapan seperti ini, ketika ada seseorang yang mengajak kamu untuk pergi hari Sabtu dan jawabannya adalah I'm tired, di sini ada dua makna sebetulnya. Tired yang pertama adalah makna yang sebenarnya ya. Makna yang sebenarnya inilah yang dimaksud sebagai semantic meaning atau literal meaning atau meaning in dictionary. Makna yang kamu bisa temukan di dalam kamus ya, makna yang sebenarnya. Not the truly meaning, I mean literal meaning ya, makna yang sebenarnya, makna yang ada di kamus. Jadi kamu tidak ada di dialog itu pun kamu paham makna tired itu apa, karena memang ada di kamus. Tired and as a pragmatic meaning, mean here is rejection ya. Jadi kalau B itu menjawab I'm tired, sebetulnya dia bukan betul-betul capek, tapi dia mau menolak untuk diajak pergi pada hari Sabtu. That is rejection. The rejection itself is a pragmatic meaning. Meaning in conversation or meaning in context. Jadi meaning dalam konteks tertentu atau meaning dalam percakapan. Kalau kalian nggak ada di percakapan itu, kalian nggak akan ngerti maknanya. Kalau makna semantik kalian nggak ada di percakapan itu, kalian tetap akan paham. Nah, seperti yang saya posting di e-learning ya, ini adalah bagian dari linguistik ya. This is what we study in linguistic ya. First, you will study about phonetics, or probably will be included in phonology. And then phonology and phonetics is about sounds ya. And then you will study about morphology. Morphology is about words or word formation. And then you will study about syntax. Syntax is about phrases and sentences and the structure of phrases and sentences. Di sana kalian belajar tentang tree diagram ya. Nah, setelah itu kalian belajar di bagian terluar adalah semantics dan pragmatik. Semantik dan pragmatik ini sama-sama tentang makna ya. Semantic and pragmatics is about meaning ya, study about meaning. But semantic is the literal meaning, but the pragmatics is meaning in context, gitu ya, makna dalam konteks. Okay, this approach is concerned with objective or general meaning and avoid trying to account for subjective or local meaning. Yeah. Okay, so objective or general meaning and avoid account for subjective or local meaning. Jadi maknanya itu lebih objektif, makna yang literal. Doing semantic is attempting to spell out what it is we all know when we behave as if we share knowledge of the meaning of word, phrase, or sentence in a language. Jadi kalau kita ada di suatu masyarakat, kita akan bisa paham. Saya capek. Kalau kamu adalah orang Indonesia, kamu pasti akan saling paham apa makna saya capek. Ya, nanti sebetulnya bahasa Malaysia misalnya menyebut mobil dengan kereta gitu ya. Nah, kalau kamu orang Malaysia, kamu akan paham apa itu kereta. Kalau kamu orang Indonesia, kamu akan paham apa itu mobil gitu ya. Because we are part of a certain community ya. Cleader proposed that semantic is the systemic study of meaning and linguistic semantic is the study of how language organize and express meaning. We are all necessarily interested in meaning. We wonder about the meaning of a new word. Sometimes we are not sure about the message we should get from something we read or hear and we are concerned about getting our message across the others. Ya, tentang meaning semua ya. We find pleasure in jokes which often defend for their humor on double meaning for words or ambiguity in sentences. Semantic is a core subject in linguistics along with phonology, morphology, and syntax and pragmatics. Ya, core subjeknya. Cridler added linguists want to understand how language works. Just what common knowledge do people possess when they share a language? English, Swahili, Korean, or whatever that makes it possible for them to give and get information, to express their feeling and their intention to one another, to be understood with a fair degree of success. Yang dimaksud dengan conventional meaning itu ya seperti itu ya. Kalian ada menjadi bagian dari suatu masyarakat, gitu ya. Apakah English community, Swahili, Korean, Indonesian, Malaysian, dan seterusnya. Oh, ini sudah ada ya. Oke. Kita lanjut ke meeting 2. It is about conceptual meaning and associative meaning. Oke. While semantic is study of meaning of language, there is more interest in certain aspect of meaning than in others. We have already ruled out special meaning that one individual might attach to word. Jadi sebelum kita mengenal semantik, sebetulnya ada juga makna lain ya. Yaitu ada dua makna lain yang sudah dikenal ya. We can go further and make a broad distinction between conceptual and associative meaning. Conceptual meaning cover those basic essential components of meaning that are conveyed by the literal use of word. It is the type of meaning that dictionary are designed to describe. Jadi ya conceptual meaning itu ya hampir sama dengan semantik ya, karena dia lebih ke basic, essential, dan literal. Some of the basic component of word like needle in English might include thin, sharp steel instrument. This component would be part of the conceptual meaning of needle. Jadi kalau kita menyebut jarum ya, jarum itu yang conceptual meaningnya adalah sebuah benda yang terbuat dari besi yang tajam, kecil, gitu ya. Nah itu makna literalnya ya, makna dasarnya atau makna yang ada dalam kamus. Itulah conceptual meaning or semantic. However, different people may have different association or connotation attached to a word like needle. Tapi ada konotasi-konotasi lain ya untuk kata needle itu. Nah, biasanya ini digunakan di karya sastra ya, like pain, illness, blood, drug, thread, or knitting, or hard to find, especially in a haystack. And this association may differ from one person to the next. Jadi ini setiap orang kan punya memberikan asosiasi masing-masing kepada kata jarum ini. This type of association are not treated as part of the conceptual. Ini bukan conceptual meaning ya. Oke. In similar way, some people may associate the expression of low calorie when used to describe a product with healthy, but this is not part of the basic conceptual meaning of expression. Low calorie itu kan sebetulnya energinya kecil, tapi orang sering mengasosiasikannya dengan healthy atau diet. Nah, itu asosiasi-asosiasi tambahan itu bukan merupakan bagian dari literal meaning atau semantik. Poets, songwriters, novelists, literary critics, advertisers, and lovers may all be interested in how words can evoke certain aspect of associative meaning. But in linguistic semantic, we are more concerned with trying to analyze conceptual meaning. Jadi associative meaning itu banyak digunakan di karya sastra, tapi bukan itu sih yang kita pelajari di semantik. Yang kita pelajari lebih kepada conceptual meaning atau literal meaning atau makna dalam kamus. Okay, yeah, I think That's all for meeting 1 and meeting 2 because I cannot make too long video because it will be hard to upload it in the YouTube. For more detail, you can read from the module or maybe you can read also from George Hill book. Thank you for your attention.